Welcome to the first episode of the Bypass Podcast. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the journey that we are embarking on. I'm joined here by my co-host Makhosi.
See, Makhosi here, guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Bypass Podcast. Wow, first episode, Ashwyn. First episode.
We've made it. We made it.
We've made it. All the struggles, but we here.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming.
You can see by it. But then, how you doing, dude? How's the life?
Passive, man. I'm just excited for this project that we're doing now. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting, right? Do you want to share your socials? Do you want to plug your socials? If you want to do that, you can do that now.
Everyone who's listening, long live Khosi on Instagram. Username is Makhosi T. I am on TikTok. I am on Twitter, and I'm not on Facebook because Facebook is for the old people. Just get it out.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
And follow us on Bypass Podcast on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram, and subscribe to our Patreon and our YouTube channel. Right?
Oh yes, speaking about the Patreon. So yes, okay, cool. So yes, guys, we have a Patreon page also set up where we will be offering bonus episodes every week. So we will be having this episode will be a free episode. You can catch that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts, and you can catch us on YouTube. So in addition to that, we'll be doing a Patreon bonus episode. We'll be talking various topics, various stuff. So tune in for that. Stay tuned. That will be released in conjunction. Yes, it will be released in conjunction with these episodes that you get for free every week. So we're doing weekly episodes. So I think we're ready to get into it. Are we ready to go?
They should. Yeah, like this. Go to our Patreon, guys. Like those are fire episodes there compared to these ones now. Anyways, dog. You didn't shout out yourself. I don't know why, but cool.
Because I'm not vain, you see. I'm not vain. I don't need to do
that. I'm not vain. Oh, dog.
Alright, if you want me to do it, okay, since you're forcing me to do it.
No. It's fine. You didn't want to do it. You got your opportunity.
Since it's a must, it's a requirement. It's Instagram, Ashwyn Cole, Twitter, Ashwyn Cole. As simple as that. You can check my YouTube out where I do personal, on my personal YouTube where I do reaction videos and whatnot. Everything, all the likes, you guys can go check that out. But yeah, enough about me now. Have you listened to the new Weekend album?
I didn't listen to it, unfortunately. Everyone is hyped up about it. How is it though for you?
Oh, masterpiece.
Because you've been posting about the Weekend. I don't know. You went from NF to the Weekend. What happened?
I mean, Abel follows me on Instagram. What can I say? We buddies. We're close. What can I do? I have to shout out my boy. We're close. No, it's true. You just go check there. You'll see they're followed by the Weekend. But you have to follow him first so you'll be able to see it. I'm telling you.
You're speaking it into existence, though.
That's what I'm saying.
That album, I've seen it being posted on many of my friends' Instagram. It sounds fire. Like I heard one song, just a pause, but it sounds fire. Like, but I don't know if I will listen to the whole album.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's fire. I think it's a masterpiece. But now compared, did you listen to After Hours?
Nope.
Do you listen to the Weekend? Are you alive? Are you alive? Do you breathe?
The last time I listened to the Weekend was that album of his, Starboy. That's the last album I listened to.
Yeah.
That's
What?
the last time.
2016.
Yeah, bro, it's been a while
Gee
since I listened to
was.
The Weeknd.
Yeah, no,
But
that's a crime.
that was
That's a
an
crime,
album.
mate. You
Why
need to
why
get
is it a
locked up for
crime?
that. No, because
I
it's
wouldn't
able.
listen.
It's able. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
bro.
Mr. Starboy himself. I
Mr.
can't believe
Starboy
that. No,
selfie.
no, no.
No, but The
Have
Weeknd
you?
has been, especially the thing. Does does that thing still exist of the OVO XO, or did they somehow separate?
Nah, I think that thing is over long now. I think weekend left. The weekend left. But I was hearing someone discuss about this whole if Drake should have signed him and whatnot. I don't know, mate. But did okay? What is the actual background there? Did Drake sign the weekend in the first place, and then the
No, I
weekend
think
left his label, or what was it?
he put him on the map. Let's put it like that. He put him on the map. But then I
But,
think The Weeknd had a hit like that. Okay, if
but
I
who's
sign
bigger?
under Drake,
Who's bigger right
Drake is
now?
gonna. No, The Weeknd is bigger.
Okay, I just needed to hear you say that because I know
The,
you're a
the, the,
big Drake
the-
fan, and Drake
yeah,
fans are
I am a
delusional.
big Drake
You
fan,
guys,
but
you guys think Drake is this mega greatest ever artist, but I don't necessarily agree with that. But I just needed
he's
to hear
one
you
of
say
the
it.
greatest, but not the greatest. He's one of
But
the
I, d-
greatest.
but I don't know why you guys subscribe to that train of thought. It doesn't make that great music. CLB wasn't that great. It was
CLB
actually
wasn't great, yeah,
trash. It was
honestly.
trash,
Yeah, yeah. It's
and
actually
I don't
for
even
the,
know.
I didn't get it. I didn't
I
get
don't
it.
know how
I
people
didn't.
were comparing CLB and Donda. That made no sense. I don't know.
Oh, and speaking about Donda, whoa. Kanye West just killed the whole album there. Yo, Kanye.
That was album of the decade. It was album of the decade.
Kanye. Kanye knows music, guys. Kanye knows music. I think you saw that video of him where he was in the studio and then he was shouting at that other guy for making beats. Where's my beat? Where's that beat? To
Yeah,
see how Kanye is taking his music serious. It just
but that's
makes
all the
you
great
just
artists. They do that. The greats do that.
but Kanye. And it was a shock that he featured Jay-Z also because they had a big beef apparently. That
Yeah, they were
should
beefing, but they were brothers, man. They like brothers, so brothers fight, I guess. But what an album! So I don't understand why it was a thing. I think it was only a comparison because of the streaming numbers, because CLB outperformed it. But in terms of a project, I don't. There's no comparison there. I mean, you're getting Too Sexy versus Hurricane, because those are the two standout singles, right? Too Sexy and then Hurricane from
hmm
Donda. How can you even
hmm
compare those two sonically? It doesn't make sense. But and that just speaks to society as a whole, the music culture today. It's toxic, mate. It's toxic.
Nah, it has changed though. Like yo, many there's too much auto tune now. It's no more the original voice that you hear from the past. It's either that, it's just an interruption. I
Yeah.
don't know, guys. Music, me and music. Speaking of music, piano is making matriculants fail in South Africa. Speaking about that,
What happened with the matriculants? I don't even know what happened there.
no. There was an official statement that came out from the Department of Education saying matriculants failed, only 30% passed, and then the reason for it is the Amapiano. I was like, what?
Just
I was like, what? This thing is
and
killing
this was
everyone.
the actual
But then
statement from the government.
it was an actual statement. I don't know if they photoshopped it, but it's trending on Twitter. As you can see on Twitter, it's just like I'm just seeing every matriculant posting it. They panicking. They panicking. It's worse than COVID.
I don't understand
Uh,
how they could fail, because like it wasn't even. They don't have an excuse. Like I get with the 2020, what when I matriculated,
yeah.
we could still say, okay, now we had lockdown and whatnot, but they have no excuse. It was quite a normal year. I mean, there was no lockdowns. They were going to school every third day or whatever it was. So for their marks to be so low, it can only be Amapiano. It can only be. It,
No, but honestly speaking, it's killing our generation. It's good music, but it's killing our generation actually because like Looking at it now, like everyone is listening to Amapiano, left, right, center, everywhere you go. It's just being overrated. It's the same beat, boom, 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 boom. Like, what's so nice about it? And then they just come in with vocals. That's all. What's so nice about Amapiano? Like the
I don't know.
music,
I don't know.
music.
Music is music. It's a weird time for music, and that's why I appreciate artists like Abel and Kanye and these guys that are still holding it down for the real artistry. Because I mean, people just they just slap music on. They start screaming on beats nowadays. It's nothing, But it's better than I think a couple of years ago. People were just getting on tracks and just screaming, like literally just yeah, like
6ix9ine.
oh 6ix9ine and them. Even 6ix9ine changed his music. He's actually even is more lyrical nowadays. He used to just be horrible. I couldn't listen. I
So
still
yeah,
can't listen to 6ix9ine, but he's evolved. He's changed his sound. You had guys like Lil Pump and all these ones. My word.
what happened to
Gucci
Lil
Gang,
Pump?
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. Where is he? He's an
Wait, wait,
OnlyFans star now. He got the OnlyFans.
wow.
Oh my god, that OnlyFans. He fell off horrible. And J. Cole told him. Cole told him, you're gonna be on Love and Hip Hop. Can't he couldn't he's not even gonna be on Love and Hip Hop, he's on OnlyFans.
Yeah, man, J. Cole is really that into things. Speaking of Lil Pump is just reminding me of who's this Soldier Boy. I don't
Yeah.
know if you can agree with me on that one. Soldier Boy is just the internet boy.
Yeah, but the
And
Soldier Boy is iconic because I don't think you can compare Lil Pump and Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is he's not the one hit wonder because he stayed in the culture for so long. You know what I'm saying? So
but thinking of it,
he's still relevant. Lil Pump is not relevant. I
Soldier
don't
Boy,
know.
you know how much album Soldier Boy released like in a year. I don't know if you call them mixtapes. Like
Yeah,
he would drop a hit song like that hits the internet, just blows out. And then he would drop like 5 or 6 mixtapes in that year, like in that year. If he
yeah.
strategized it well, he was going to
You
be
could have.
one of the top artists. Okay, he is, but then he's not there. Like
Yeah,
that, and he wants
true.
to call Drake. He brought up Drake. Drake stole my line. Drake stole my line. It's bigger than you. If he uses that line will just be bigger than you. And people will say it's from Drake. Ah, dog.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't know. Music is weird. Music is weird. Um, yeah. And as you're
Music
saying,
is.
if he had probably strategized it, but that's why I think artists need to just take their time. All right, let's get on to the next topic. Did you see Pokimane was banned from Twitch?
I saw it now. I was looking at it, but just for showing Avatar, I don't understand
Yeah, but
copyrights.
yeah, it was a DMCA, so you're not allowed. How can you logically sit and watch a movie? Uh, that doesn't make sense because those things are protected by laws. You just watching it, you distributing it to someone who hasn't paid for it. It's illegal. So there could even be more repercussions to that than just being banned off Twitch.
How long?
And
When
this is
was
a
this?
now the last over the weekend, I think. And this is it's a common theme on Twitch nowadays. People are just like I was watching a video by Moist Critical, and he was explaining how
Yeah,
people just sit there and watch movies and series on stream, and I'm like, this what happened to streaming? I mean, streaming used to be a fun time. Now we're just watching
a
series and
fun.
what I don't understand that. So
I
people
see
just
someone
go
is.
on and yeah,
Someone else is also complaining of like music copyrights. People are just using their music on Twitch, just like that. Uh, there's another person complaining about this. Let me show you on Google.
yeah, but you know
Um,
what? It's tough because they always use fair use and laws and whatnot, but you know in certain cases you're quite robbing people from a livelihood. Like it's tough. It is tough. So I
but
definitely
what
agree
happens?
with the ban. Hey,
What happens with like you see this other? pirate websites out there that just takes out the series like as it is. What are they doing with them? Those websites?
Look, it's difficult. It's difficult to. The problem, the issue comes in whether to prove whether someone is pirated. It's difficult over the internet to prove whether someone has pirated a movie or not. Like they can't monitor it per se. They can't monitor your internet usage. Because that
Ah,
would be illegal in itself. So I don't know what
you
the when
see.
it comes to piracy, it's an offense when you get caught with it. So if say now you if somehow they have to take your computer in and they find that these things are pirated, it's an offense. But other than that, to catch people, that's why I'm saying, like, people use VPNs, virtual private networks, and they mask themselves. So it's a broader topic than just
Aye,
catching
but
someone on the piracy.
it's going out of this. Do you know a guy called Anonymous? A group
Yeah,
called
or the group.
Anonymous.
Yeah, yeah, I know them.
Yeah, you see him. How can I put it in there? Thing? Anonymous. Would you say they're in a good side or a bad side of things?
Uh, no, I don't know. It's one of those questions. It's like whether Robin Hood was good. It's a moral question. It's one of those. It's like taking from the rich to feed the poor, but you're still taking from someone, whether they be rich or not. So it's it's a tough question. But I would err on the side of caution when it comes to stuff like that, because um to become a vigilante and things like that, it's never the greatest solution to anything. So I don't know. I
Oh,
don't I don't particularly have an opinion on him. I think,
they
too,
fight for
as long as
justice.
look, as long as they're not hurting anyone, it is no physical harm being caused, then I'm all for it.
Physical harm. My bank account is being emptied by these guys. Can't.
But they're not shooting you. So that's trying to say,
It's
they're
not.
not they're
But
not bombing you.
mentally, I'm dying, dog. Mentally, I'm dying. My money is going because of these this group. Anonymous, do
Uh,
not hack me. Even though I have nothing, you can't hack me.
and
It's
that's why
cool.
I don't get people that are so scared of being hacked. Like, who are you? Like, Anonymous is just gonna randomly hack uh, Peter that is employed by Nando's. I mean, no one's going to. Who are you? Why are you worried about that?
Don't you have history? Don't you have history that you don't want people to know of?
Or what? What did I do?
I don't know.
What did I did I
I
hit
don't know.
someone in preschool? Did I take someone's lunch money? Who cares about that? No one cares about it.
Oh, dog.
And then
These
people
people are
are
dangerous.
no, man. People get worked up over dumb things, over stuff that really doesn't. It's not gonna happen. It's not realistic that someone's just gonna come and hack your house now. Oh, I don't want smart homes. They're gonna come and hack my house and turn my. They're gonna flush my toilet. No, no, they're not gonna do that. That only happens in the movies.
You're gonna
Yeah.
flush my toilet.
Well, just picture that. Just picture the hacker now. Oh, I'm gonna flush these people's toilets. Oh, they're gonna get it now. Yeah. I'm gonna run their water bill up. What is that? What a dumb thing.
That's dumb now. That's dumb. That's really dumb.
Yeah, but people think like that. These are actual thoughts. So I don't know, man. Sometimes I,
But
I I
what goes on
worry.
in their heads though? Like
I don't know. It's just
the world we
paranoia. That's
living
all it
in,
is.
the world we living in today is just funny. It's just funny. It's just funny.
Yeah, but it's tough, man. But what can we do? The
It's
problem is nowadays everyone has an opinion about everything. So we have too much knowledge that our brains can't comprehend all the knowledge, and then we just start blurting things out. That's why you get some people on Twitter that is brain dead. I feel Twitter is a horrible place. I don't even use Twitter. The only thing I use Twitter for is to get transfer news and space facts. That's all. Other than that, I don't use Twitter because it's a horrible place.
Twitter is
The people
just
on Twitter,
no. You
I
see,
don't know.
you see what Twitter you can you can catch feelings there quick. Those people just know what to say to you
Yeah,
when you're angry, and like mentally it just messes you up.
I tell you.
Mentally it messes.
But that's all
I
social media. I mean, you look at Instagram. Instagram gives you the false lifestyles of these people, and then you start feeling depressed. Like, oh, I don't have these things. And as a culture,
Hey,
we tend to over obsess or on the excess of life. Oh, I need the Lamborghinis, I need the mansions, but we don't really need those things. All you really need is just a quality of life, and that's it.
but if you look at them, for sure they hire that Lamborghini. Not hating, guys. I'm not hating.
And that's what I'm saying. No, no,
Just
no, no.
mm,
That's facts. It's either hired or someone else's thing. It's rented. There's so many things that goes into it, and I mean, we just take it at face value. Oh, this person has a Lamborghini, but do you know uh, there's only a certain type of people that earn incomes that can afford Lamborghinis, and we thinking that the average influencer on Instagram has a Lambo, or the average influencer has even a Tesla, so to speak, or loving this
yeah,
lavish lifestyle.
some do, some don't, but some I think people now it's just comparing themselves to someone else. Like if you have people who are listening out there, if you have Instagram, if you have Twitter, if you have Facebook, whatever, don't act how can I put it? Don't be an actor, be yourself. Whatever you
Exactly.
post, let it be about yourself. You might not get likes, might not get followers. Love your life. It's you. It's you. You never know when you're gonna get followers. You never know when you're gonna get more likes. But love you. Let people see you instead of seeing another person. Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
it really bothers me looking at certain teenagers, especially within where we stay in South Africa, Ashwyn. If you can agree with me, people
Yeah,
are just living other people's lives out there. People are
yeah.
living the
They
same
put up a
lifestyle.
facade.
They don't want to be different. They don't want to be
Yeah,
themselves. They don't want to be
yeah,
different. As I'm saying, all of them listen to Amapiano. All go in there. Not hating. But
yeah,
it's just don't compare yourselves to people. We know that you grew up with black parents, and then some of them you're gonna be like, we know, especially in Africa, like, they compare you to your cousin, they compare you to that. I don't know if they do that in the colored culture. Do they do it, Ash?
what now?
Compare you to your cousin.
No, not necessarily. But what will happen is, no, I don't know. I can't speak on that because I wouldn't. I don't have experience of that.
Yeah, you know that. But then, guys, just don't compare yourselves. It's
Yeah,
be
look, I love
yourself.
what the motto. I love what the motto. You compare yourself to yourself. That's as simple as that. If you're not better
Mm.
than what you were yesterday, you're not progressing. So the only person you
No.
can really compare yourself to is yourself, because if you compare yourself to someone else, it will be on false premises. There will be a false pretense there, because you viewing this person as this great individual, whereas you don't know their true story, and you don't know
Mm.
their
True
true
that. True.
emotions. You're only seeing what they want you to see. So, and you comparing yourself to that would be then a detriment to yourself, because it's not an accurate comparison.
Mm.
Yeah,
True.
yeah,
Like, these people comparing themselves, living fake lives over Instagram is just gonna make me angry. Like,
yeah.
I've seen so much potential being thrown down the drain.
True, true.
You know,
And that, but that's why we
like,
need more conversations like these, where for our young people, just to learn to know themselves rather than try and be someone that they're not. And those dogs are barking here, and they're
oh,
making a noise. The dog needs to stop barking. But yes, I don't know. And I don't know.
But then,
I I just think
hi
it's crucial
guys.
that as a society we no longer just throw our young people to the dogs. Oh, you're big now. You need to know everything. You need to start aiding them in the situations and the decisions that they
True.
make. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that, man.
yeah. I've seen. There's one thing that Elon Musk said. He was like,
Yeah,
"Look here, your phone is like you becoming a cyborg. Your phone
yeah,
is just like an external memory of your brain."
yeah,
And then
sure.
I thought to myself, I was like, okay, cool. And then there was another guy who's like, look at your YouTube recommended. That's you there. That's what you like. That's basically you. Then now go to your phone, go to your Instagram and that. Look at your recommended also. You
You let
want
they
to be
explore,
like that? Like,
which is
guys, let's
true.
just
Which is true because what you consume is what you
mm-hmm.
enjoy, and what you enjoy is who you are. So if you like soccer or if you like football, you watch football videos on YouTube. You watch debates on football. You watch football podcasts. Then
Yes, 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 yes.
and
Yeah,
that's a
that's us.
reflective,
That's
and
us.
then you would get recommended podcasts on football. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's a reflection of who you are because you enjoy football. So it's a very true statement what they're making. If you follow all these Instagram baddies, which half of them, I don't know if you've heard of this. I was watching a video.
Yeah.
These guys, Abba and Preach called him, what's it, doo doo girls or something like that. So what happens is people actually pay these girls to defecate on them. So
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
That's disgusting. That's
So
disgusting.
all these people that you looking up to and whatnot, they do girls, and they pay. You know, they pay so much money. They pay these
How much?
Instagram models so much money. I wouldn't know the exact details, but I know it's a lot of money. And the things
Nah,
that these
dude.
people are, you see, that's why you check their posing in Dubai and whatnot. What are they doing there in Dubai? You must watch. Just picture that, bro. Last night she was getting defecated on, and you out here kissing her the next day.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, you got a doo doo
No
mouth.
man, no man, no man, no, that's
But this is what
disgusting. No,
happens, bro. This is that's why I'm saying when you look at all these people on Instagram, you must just be cautious on what the ideals that you place on them. Just be very careful that you don't place them on such a high pedestal because these people are just average people trying to make a living. And you know, if that's what they want to do for their living, I'm not hating on their living. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it is what it is. These things happen. You know, as long as they're happy, if they're happy in what they're doing, cool, then do it. But nah,
if they're not happy,
I'm not the gatekeeper to happiness. I'm not the gatekeeper to how you should make money. But
oh
I'm just saying
yes,
these things happen. Be very wary, very wary.
uh, I feel you on that one. It's just yeah. And speaking of like being cautious to people, um, Mark Zuckerberg. People are hating on Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know why, because he's
Good
creating
old
this.
Zuck. Why Zuck? Why they hating on Zuck?
They're
What's
saying
up
Zuck is replacing reality with
with the
how
virtual
can I say
reality,
this?
with this metaverse?
Not budget. Like they say, it's a dream. It's a dream, and Facebook won't succeed in
Eh.
this.
Oh, okay. But then why they fighting? If they're not gonna succeed, then why are you fighting something that's gonna fail?
Hey, dog, I don't know.
You
Many.
see?
Okay,
I
let me
think it's
put it
gonna
in
be a
this way.
success.
I'm sorry, but I think there's a certain country, right?
Yeah.
I won't say I won't say the country's name because I might be arrested and they come for me
All right. No,
about
just
that.
yeah, no. We be
So there's a
careful.
certain country that said the name when Facebook changed their name to. meta, which means in their language death. You understand?
Okay.
It means
So
death
it's a
in
death
there.
verse.
It's a dead verse. And like thinking of it, okay, I would also want to get the VR, the virtual reality,
I'm
but I will
getting
go
that.
for the.
I'm getting it
Yeah,
soon. With the first money I get here, I'm getting that. Definitely.
I would,
I think it's
I
a
would want to
very
see.
good concept.
But you must, I think you must also watch yourself and like give yourself time. That's many parents are scared of that their children are always gonna be in the metaverse. They're not gonna come back to the real world. You see.
But what's the difference? What's the difference then? We already living in the metaverse. We were just speaking about the metaverse. We were just speaking about living on our phones, living on. I mean, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? You look at your phone. Scroll through Instagram, through Twitter, through Facebook. If you're the old person, so we're already living in a metaverse. I don't get why we scared of getting into another metaverse. It's the exact same thing, and the problem is we, we tend to create scenarios based on the extremes. No one is
Uh huh.
realistically going to sit there and be on the metaverse for the whole day. That's not the realistic thing. That's the extreme. So I don't know
Do you
why
think it's going?
we create those scenarios for ourselves and then we say, oh, this is bad because this is what's gonna happen. Realistically, that's not gonna happen.
Do you think like for the gaming world, is it going to reach to that extent of Ready Player One? You watch that movie, right?
Yes, I've watched Ready Player One. It's
Do
a
you
good
think?
movie.
Do you think? Do you think like the metaverse is going to reach that level?
I think it's a start. I think it's a start. And I think a lot of our sci-fi movies or whatnot tend to predict
Uh,
what's going to happen. So I think it's a start, and I think if we do get to that level, that'll be crazy. That will be crazy.
because I see also. Oh yeah, speaking about that, PlayStation also released their virtual reality, and a game is going to come out with the virtual reality. It's not out. They didn't announce the official date for it, but then yeah. So PS is gonna be the first gaming
But
center to introduce the
but they
metaverse.
already have a VR headset. Yeah, it's called the PlayStation VR. They've had it for quite some time now, but it flopped because not a lot of people were into VR gaming, and it was in such an expensive price point. So people couldn't. It was like buying a new console altogether, and it was kind of a gimmick. What Facebook is doing, they are taking the gimmick side of VR and they're putting it into a usable thing. They're making it tangible. They're making it like a daily use. Like when Twitter started out or when YouTube started out, it was more gimmick. Oh, I can't make this. I don't have cameras for this. And then people started to develop cameras for it. They started to develop affordable mics. They started to do all these things, and then we have YouTube now where we can just upload, we can literally make our own movies and put it up on there. So I just think, well, I don't think we should fear innovation, which I don't and I think as a society we tend to fear innovation, and that's never
True.
a good thing because it keeps us back in 1960s. It keeps us back in an old mindset, and that's never good. We need to progress as a culture, as a race. I mean, people are looking at Elon
This
Musk and saying that he wants to go to Mars. It's ridiculous. He's never going to be able to do it. It's impossible. But who says it's impossible? I mean, they were saying it's impossible to go to the moon in the 1950s, but what happened in 1969? They went to the moon.
they
So
went to the moon. Hmm.
I just feel like we shouldn't close ourselves off anymore as a society. Yes, there are dangers. Of course, there are dangers. I mean, I was reading now that someone was arrested. Uh, it's not funny,
Rest,
but
rest.
they were sexually harassed on the metaverse on one of these things when they were using the Rift. But the problem is that they were being harassed over virtual reality. They were being harassed over virtual reality, which makes no sense because all you need to do is just take the headset off, and it will stop. and they were making it this big thing. Like there's this one TikToker that did the whole thing, a whole video on it. They made it this big thing. Oh, metaverse is bad because it's gonna do this. But all she had to do is take the headset off. Or Meta even replied to her. They said they said she didn't use the safe barrier that you can turn on so people can't come near you. So it made no sense to me, and now we take that one isolated event and we say, oh, this is going to happen everywhere. I mean, this happens online today. The internet is not a nice place as we make it out to be. It's not fun, and so there's a lot of racism and all these type of things. It happens today, but why is it only a problem when it's now Meta, when it's a huge corporation doing it? Now it's a
And it's like,
problem. It's a
I think
problem
I
now.
think I think speaking of innovation, especially where we love Ashwyn, I think you would agree with me that we
Yeah.
not being innovative as a country at all.
Yeah, I know South Africa is, even us just doing this podcast right now. I mean, people aren't. There's the podcasting. If you just take the podcasting community or the YouTube community in South Africa, we have no sense of togetherness. There's no sense of unity. It's every man for
Mm,
themselves, and that goes
everyone.
a whole in South Africa. It's everyone that wants to be. You know what? The rest of Africa calls us the Europe of South Africa, and that's true because we say we walk around with this eh, what would you say, arrogant, pompous attitude,
Yeah,
like
mm,
entitled, we're entitled to all this. And I think, look, as a country, the only way we're going to go forward is if we get together and we join together and we put down put aside our differences. Because obviously, as a culture, we are divided. There's many different cultures in South Africa, but we tend to use it as a negative. We should use it as a positive, because there is so much culture and diversity in South Africa. We can even do more, and in Africa as a whole, we can even do more, because we'll have all these different perspectives and the differing opinions, and therefore you can build on that. So I think we should start using it effectively. So as South Africa and the matriculants failing and all that, it's all fun and games to poke fun at them and say, oh, they failed, they did this, but it speaks to the quality of education that our students are receiving.
no,
We
honestly, because I was also having a chat with some other guy, old guy from church. He was
Yeah.
telling me that during the apartheid years, like for in a black community, their pass rate was basically like 20% and 15% within their subjects. Okay.
All right.
So now we were having a conversation with him, and then we were like, no, for us it was 50% for English, 40% for maths, and then he's like, okay, look at it. I know it was like that, but now why did they decrease it from 50% to 40%? And why did they decrease pure maths from 40% to 30%?
Yeah.
They basically saying that we are not intelligent and we are just not taking stuff serious at all.
Yeah.
And they just
And I,
want to keep you all in a cage of that you mustn't be innovative, but you must just be there. Like, no, I'm depending on this job. I'm depending on this and this. Look, unemployment is rising now, but you can still make money on the side. There's many side hustles that you can do within Africa. I know it's hard, but you have to push.
no, definitely, I will agree with everything that you just said. And I think the reason why they lowered the pass rates and whatnot is because I think they realize that they're not offering the quality of education that is required for the students to get the 50% or to get the 60%. And the problem with that is, instead of redesigning the curriculum or um,
I think
doing
they should look
doing
they should look into redesigning the curriculum.
Yeah, I also think so, because I think it's heavily European focused. And I made this point. I keep making this point in every situation, or in in the conversations I have. We take Western as we are an African. We Africa. We an African culture. We an African age. We were born Africans. We are different from the Europeans, and we are different from the Westerners. We are different from America and all that, but we tend to copy and paste everything that they do. So in our current schooling environment, what we have is a European centric education curriculum, which I
Mm,
think is
mm.
is terrible, because as Africans, yes, we are academic, and yes, we have our differences and whatnot. But I think we should start tailor making our curriculum for our students instead of copy and pasting from the Europeans or
I
from the
also think
Westerners.
I'm thinking that they didn't do the research on the European curriculum also. They just took it and plugged it in. You
Yeah,
know? People are
yeah,
just like they just copy paste everything without research. Everyone who's listening here, research is important. You gain
yeah,
knowledge, and knowledge
yeah.
is power. But I
Yes,
wouldn't say knowledge is power, but the application of knowledge is power.
true, true.
If that's why you saw on my
Yep.
Instagram that I changed knowledge is power, but now application of knowledge is power. I changed
Yeah,
it for a reason because I knew that I might have the knowledge, I might have everything, but then I'm doing nothing with it.
yeah.
So
You're
it's
just
not
sitting with
powerful
it.
at all. I'm just sitting with it. So
Yeah,
now people do everything. Who's ever listening to this podcast, thank you for listening to us. But then do this, do your research, gain knowledge, and apply that knowledge wherever you go.
yeah. No,
Just do that
definitely.
and you will get far. You will go far. Like I would tell you that most of the people, especially in South Africa, if you ask them about the metaverse, they would know only like 2% of it.
Yeah, because but yes, we afraid, and that's why I was saying we shouldn't be afraid of innovation. You know, we are heavily reliant on what our peers say. No, the metaverse is all this, and even if you're talking about COVID and the vaccines and all that, which that's a whole nother topic to get into, and that's a lot. That'll take another 2 hours if we're gonna talk about that. But we are heavily reliant on what our peers around us say and what our friends say, and therefore it stops us from actually going and doing our own research and doing our own investigations on these things. I was having a conversation with someone earlier in the week, and she was saying that we were talking about arguments and debates, and I think we were saying the best way to form an argument or form an opinion about something is to take both sides of the coin. You take both sides of it, the goods and the negative, the positives and the negatives, and then you fully have an understanding on why why it is this and why it isn't like this, and therefore you then can form an opinion on that, and you have an accurate opinion, a valid opinion. So
Mm,
what we do is we take what Makhosi is saying. Makhosi says this, or Ashwyn says this, and that is final. And we don't go into further investigations or further research, as you were saying. And that stumps us
yes.
from forming our own valid opinions.
Dang. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to this world, but I just pray that people just see the difference, have a different eye for certain things. Like people wouldn't know. People are making money on metaverse as we're speaking now.
Yeah,
Like
it's
lots
true.
of money,
And we close ourselves
lots of
off to
money.
that opportunity, or that look. As you were saying, it's
Mm,
difficult to find jobs. The unemployment rate amongst youth is ridiculously high, and we don't focus.
bro.
There's so many different avenues that we can tap into as a youth. We can start our own businesses. We can do trading. We can do cryptocurrencies. You can do
You know,
YouTube. You can do all these different things, and
I
we
would
don't.
I would put this in now, Ashwyn. I'm not hating on South Africa. Who's ever listening? I'm sorry, but I have to say the truth. Ashwin, you answer this question. If you are getting paid 10,000 per month, now,
Yeah.
what would you do with that money? If you would, okay, I know you're different, but answering for others, most of them would spend
Okay.
their money instead of,
I can tell you now what's gonna happen. Okay, this is what's gonna happen. 2,000
mm,
rand goes to the Edgar's account. Another 1,000 rand goes to the Truworth's account. The other 2,000 maybe it's alcohol. The other 4,000 is rent. Okay, we have to have thing, and then you're sitting with 1,000 rand for food. but mainly it's just debt. We have contracts, we have all these things, we have cars. That's
Bro,
what
like
happens. And then what happens, you lose the job. Truwards is phoning you. Truwards start, you know what they do, they don't even phone you anymore. They start, if you don't answer your phone, they phone your father. They phone the person that you put down. Hello, is this Ashwyn's father? This is a Truwards account, we just need money. Like, that's what they do, they phone your families. It's ridiculous. And that goes into what I was saying. As a society in South Africa, we tend to chase, and not even just South Africa as a whole, we tend to chase after the excess in life. The Gucci brand, the Nikes, the Adidas, where you can just go to Mr. Price, get you just need clothes. You don't need these name brands and things. And I think we've been sold a dream, and that's what keeps us stuck. It keeps us underneath. We will always stay sheep in that sense, chasing after all these brands. The brand new phone,
the Dio,
the
Dio.
Dior, Christian Dior, that Wednesday thing, whatever that. Yeah, who Wednesday? So rest in peace. Yeah, Pop. But yeah,
It's
I don't know,
it's
man.
it's killing
Yeah,
it's
it's
killing
it's
us, guys.
ridiculous.
It's
Actually,
killing us.
it's really ridiculous. But I think this was a
It's
good
killing.
episode. It was a good first
It,
first episode. What do you think, Makhosi?
it was a great episode. It
Yeah,
was
we
a
covered we
massive
covered a
episode.
yeah we covered
We
a good amount of topics. So now I think we can go over to the PG zone, the Patreon gang. We can go over to that, and we'll have some more topics there. So if you enjoyed this episode, guys, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Uh,
yes,
Subscribe, follow us on the Spotify, follow us on the Google Podcasts, the Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast, we are there. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. You can get us on Instagram also. We're also on the IG, even though we were talking a lot about the IG, we're there. We're on the Twitter. We need these things. Go ahead and follow us. You get updates on us. Follow our personal stuff. It will be links will all be in the description on the YouTube. It will be in the description of the on the Spotify. And yeah, let's go to the PG. Let's go. How's it? Any closing arguments, Marcosi? Any closing arguments? Want to say bye to
uh,
the people? See you in the next one.
I would just say, guys, thank you for listening to the podcast. And as Ashwyn said, my buddy, he came in with wisdom today, as you can see, guys. More content coming up. Y'all just we go to the Patreon, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Yeah, and have fun. This was my course year with Ashwyn, the Bypass Podcast team. Thanks.